Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am recording another video only because I tried to record one on my phone, but I don't have a lot of memory on my phone, so it did not record. It was actually going to be for my Instagram page, but you know what? I'll make it here. So, as you know, I started this page off about talking about healing topics, which I still do. I talk about a lot of those things, but I have an Instagram account and I haven't been posting there. And one of the things that I find incredibly difficult, and I know that as as other autistic people follow this channel and have been watching my content, I know that you can relate with this statement a lot. But I find Instagram and those types of things to be very difficult for me, a place to navigate when I am posting my content as someone who has their own practice and trying to promote my business and stuff. I find it incredibly challenging because it's always about hooks and trying to like get the people to reel them in and things like that. And I'm just not about that life. And I've never been about that life. And it's so hard because it feels so incredibly performative and inauthentic and insincere and scripted and all these different things that are definitely not congruent with any of the ways that I operate. And so it's challenging for me to exist on those platforms because of that. And also the requirements of you having to post content regularly and just things like that. And it's just not something I'm honestly willing to do because I I don't want to. You can say it's my PDA, but I just think that it's hard for me to exist in places where you have to kind of be like this little, you know, monkey with symbols, or, or doing tricks to get people to watch you and get views and things like that. Whereas, like, my goal has always been to share information and healing information, things about our subconscious programming, narcissistic abuse, and recently about autism and things like that. To share that information, to share that experience as someone who is an intuitive healer and I'm a hypnotherapist. And I just find that my own experience, my own knowledge, and all my knowing of things is valuable, and sharing that is important to me. However, when you go on those other platforms, they tend, because of their short video format, it makes it difficult to convey those types of things because people are just like scrolling. And I also like, I'm unsure if I said it already, but the difference between like my content, my long format videos and my short format videos on even YouTube is very different in terms of like negative comments that I receive on short format videos are much more than here. I rarely get negative comments on my long format videos, and I also get a lot more like dislikes on my short format videos, the short clips. What are they called on YouTube? Anyways, the short videos, the shorts, that's what they're called. On the YouTube shorts, I get more dislikes than I do. I rarely get any dislikes on the long format. People who are watching long format videos are looking for specific content, and it just, they're not into that kind of experience. They're not into that like wanting to troll you or just be negative or just dislike you for no reason kind of thing. And so it's very rare when I get a dislike on my long format videos here. And I know you don't get that on Instagram, and I don't have TikTok. And I know it's been suggested to me multiple times to get TikTok to promote my business, but I don't want to do that either. I'm not into that. I'm in burnout and I have a lot going on, and I just do not feel interested in posting more and more content to just kind of like attract people. Like, I don't want to do that. I always have this mindset that the right people you know, will be the ones who reach out to me, the ones who connect with me and who want me as their spiritual counselor or their hypnotherapist or Reiki master or whatever it is, whatever they're looking for. Like, I don't want to have to sell you on that, to sell people on that. I don't want to sell people on me. And because the world is a capitalist society, that you just have to constantly be selling yourself. And we see that through all the social media because that's influencers influence you and things like that. So I find that it's a really hard place for me to exist in, which is an extension of how everything is. And it's no surprise because, autistic people have had a hard time existing in all areas of life already as it is. So why wouldn't they also have a hard time in this type of world? And don't get me wrong, like I've been an online girly since I was like, since the internet became a thing. And I used to go on, do you guys remember Merc? Like the what, I forget what it would stand for, relay chat or whatever, and message boards. We used to do like these stuff, Yahoo chat and things like that. I used to be like such a geek and go on message boards and talk to people on there. And I still have friends from, they used to have band forums. Do you remember that? Like, and I used to go on that was before MySpace and before Facebook and things like that. And I'm dating myself, but that's okay. And so I'm used to being online. I had blogs online. Blogger used to be a thing, and Zanga. Do you remember Zanga? And all these things. So I've been online for my whole life because being online was easier than talking to people in person. And so now that I know I'm autistic, I understand why all these things happen. But my point is that the way that everything happens in the world was always a weird place for us to navigate already as it is. And then once social media became big for everyone, and it wasn't just for us quirky nerd people to go online, and then they took over Facebook when that became big, and then Instagram became huge when it became more than just a picture sharing thing. And so these avenues all of a sudden became super mainstream. And once they became mainstream, then you had other people who became like the influencers that were now becoming like very performative and just like having these scripted things. And I hope you understand what I'm talking about when I say this. And so for myself, and especially in the niche or kind of like the work that I do, it makes it difficult because I feel like the internet is inundated with people who who do the type of work that I do, and I'm not interested in peddling like my my services because I'm really good at what I do, and I know that, and I all my clients will vouch for that, and I have amazing like um incredible testimonials and things like that. But I'm not saying this to brag or anything. What I'm saying is that I don't know if I want to continue on like places like Instagram and things like that because I find it difficult. And I'm curious if there's other people on here who have their own practice or business and are struggling with the same type of thing. Like if you're also neurodivergent and autistic and are experiencing this type of thing with the internet, I don't want to say the internet, with social media and Instagram and TikTok or whatever it is, whatever platforms you use. I'm curious how you deal with that and what your way of handling that is, because I feel like because of my PDA, I find that I want to pull away even more because I don't want to try harder. I'm not interested in that. That's never been the type of person that I have been ever with anything. Even with like, just like with people and stuff. Like I'm not going to try harder to get people's attention or to get people to watch me or to get people to sign up to my services because this is who I am. This is my service. This is what I do. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm sharing. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, that's okay. And this is the way I've operated my entire life. And so I just find that platforms like Instagram and other things like that and Facebook and YouTube is not so bad because honestly I feel like there's a wonderful community on here. I don't even have that many followers and there's people that regularly comment and we have conversations and I try to reply as much as I can. Right now it's been difficult since I'm so busy with moving and stuff, but people communicate. It still has that like ability to have like conversations in the comments, like almost in the format of like a message board, because you can do that through the messaging, the comments in YouTube, and it's a little better than the way like the meta platforms are operating. I find that I don't know, maybe I've just been really lucky, but I haven't really had too many trolls on my YouTube account as of yet. I should knock on wood. about that. But I'm grateful for that, and this is why I will probably only continue making videos on YouTube, and I can just make long format videos where I have conversations about things, because the people who are watching my content on here, they want to hear what I'm saying and they appreciate it, and they comment and they share their experiences, which I absolutely love, and they talk about those things. And that's really the type of energy that I want to cultivate. And I want people to be in that energy, where you feel like you don't have to perform, where you don't have to be in that energy of trying to have people like you, or and just being a certain way, or trying to be influenced or anything. Sorry, it's like a fruit fly. I just want people to exist how they are and be here in a very calm and safe and peaceful place where we can just be. So this is what I want to talk about. So I hope that this random video that I just uploaded is going to, I don't know, maybe you want to share something, your own thoughts on this or your experience with this. I'd really appreciate it. But I just want to say that I do appreciate everyone who's been sharing and everything in the comments. Like, I read all the comments, I promise. And yeah, that's all. But I just want to say thank you for everyone for being here. And I know a lot of people are here because of this one video that I have about why people are mean to autistic people. And that video has 4,000 views now. It's my most watched video. And it's, you know, and it obviously struck a chord with a lot of people. And it's because of, it kind of ties into what I'm saying here, where I don't feel like I belong in those spaces on Instagram and other places where people are very performative and trying to, get the right hook or the right message or the right way to get to con people or bring them in. And when that's never been me, and truthfully, it will never be me, and I don't want it to be me. I have no interest in that, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I can't get enough people to view the message that I have that is important. But you know what? It's going to reach who it's meant to reach, and that at least gives me some hope and some sense of like fulfillment and joy that the people who need to hear that message will hear it. So anyways, that's my message today. I'm going to go because I still have some more packing today, but I wanted to drop in to say hello, and I hope you're enjoying the summer. And that's it. That's it. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate all the support. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to go now. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.